Okay, good morning guys, Mama Me here. Today we're going to be making kombucha, and we're going to do it from scratch. It takes about 45 days to get it to ferment and to make the Scoby that we need in order for it to ferment. So our first batch will only be to make the Scoby. We won't be able to drink that at all. Okay, so we'll make our Scoby first, and then the second batch is the one we'll be able to drink. So to start our kombucha, we need an original bottle of kombucha. That's what starts our Scoby. So what I'm going to do is I have black tea, and you can certainly use any type of black tea that you'd like. So I'm using this tea, and I'm going to take 6 of them. And this pot here is probably about 2 quarts, I'm going to guess, a half a gallon. Okay, so I'm going to put the 6 tea bags into my boiling water, and I'm going to let that simmer for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, and then we'll turn it off and we'll let it sit until it starts to cool down. And once it gets to being to the warm temperature, we'll add sugar. So I'll keep coming back in different scenes and showing you what we're going to do. So really right now, that's basically all that we can do. This is the beginning. Okay guys, I'll keep you updated and show you what needs to be done. Okay, good morning, Mama Me here. What I'm doing is, this is the kombucha. As you can see, this is getting, or it is ready for me to take the Scoby out. I'm going to show you something here. If you can see this, on the bottom there, the Scoby already started. So that's one Scoby. Now another one up here is forming. So if I would have let this go longer, I would have had 2 different Scobies in there. This will be called the mother Scoby. Okay, so definitely time to be able to make the kombucha that I can drink. Everything has to be sterilized. So I have white vinegar in here. So what I'll do is I'll pour a little bit of white vinegar into the bowl, and I'm going to sterilize my hands at the same time. So I'm going to wipe this bowl down completely. Okay. Hands are all sterilized and ready to go. Take this and pour this into something else. Rest of this vinegar, because we'll be using that. Okay, now I'm going to take the paper off. I'm going to stick my hand in and pull out the Scoby. One Scoby. Looky there, looky there. Okay. So we started out with no Scobies at all. So now we got the one Scoby. And down here we're going to have another Scoby. This was the original one that started. And you always have to remember, as you're making different batches, if you have too many Scobies, they'll form into one. They start connecting. But what you want to do is always make sure they're clean. So most of this I'm going to take and I'm going to pour out, because this is like vinegar at this point.
5 years ago, the last time you had a big political guest, when Sarah Palin showed up there in the parking lot at the Pentagon. There's always a lot of buzz for Rolling Thunder, but I have seen few scenes as exciting at a political...
So I don't like to leave too much because it's very strong.
Sarah Palin rode in on a motorcycle. Are we going to see Mr.
But you really should leave some of this left in your bottle that you're going to make your kombucha. Okay, so these are going to go back in. Okay, remember that's the Scoby. And when we were making this tea, if you remember, we put a lot of sugar. We put 2 full cups. And we did that because sugar feeds your Scoby. And sugar is what helps the Scoby to grow. So then you try to pour it in without spilling it. And there we go. Okay, so now that's totally done.
We've got the real life hurt locker on our plaza. These guys,
I'm going to go ahead.
Straight ahead.
Plus the Democrats are in disarray. Bernie Sanders fighting.
Clean this up a little bit.
Can't clinch the nomination yet. Now,
Then I'm going to put it away and let it ferment for about 11 more days. And then when I'm ready to bottle it, I'll show you the Scoby then. You'll see that it should connect by then and become thicker and form like one mother Scoby. Okay, so then we'll wipe all this off. And here's what I do. I put a piece of paper towel, Scott towel or something like that on there. It's pretty easy to do. It's just time consuming. And then I put this over it so nothing at all can get in there, because it does, this is a nutmeg, because it does attract gnats. But if you have that on there, they can't get in there, or you have no worries. One thing you wouldn't want to do is make your whole container of kombucha and then find a gnat in there. So okay, we'll be back in 11 days and I'll show you how to bottle it and definitely how to drink it. All right. Okay guys, I just wanted to give you a little update. This is my kombucha that I started from scratch. I told you I would keep you updated on the kombucha. So I started with just tea, and then I took a bottle of original kombucha and added it to this. And then you have to let it sit. So I'm going to show you this. This is, it's forming its Scoby. You should be able to see this in there. It looks a little gross, yeah, but this is the Scoby that's forming. So like I said, 3 weeks, and it's finally starting to form. Now this is probably going to be at least another 2 months or so. No, 2 weeks. Sorry. 2 weeks or so before I can start a kombucha that I can drink. This kombucha I will not be able to drink because it'll be so strong. I guess you could drink it if you chose to, but I don't like to. And I buy kombucha every other day. I drink a half a bottle a day of kombucha. I could drink the whole entire bottle, but at, you know, like $3.69 a bottle, I choose not to. So this way, when I have this finished, I'll be able to drink my own kombucha. Now, normally, I've been making my own for probably 2 years, and I kind of laid off kombucha for maybe a month and a half. And when I went back to my bottle, the kombucha, the Scoby, had started to mildew. So I had to throw that whole thing away and start over again. So that's why I'm without my own. So I'll keep you updated on this, and I'll show you again in about a week. By then I should have a Scoby in there. I'll empty out this tea, and then we'll start making the kombucha that I can drink. After I put the kombucha that I'll be drinking in there, it's going to take to ferment at least another 2.5 weeks. So from the start of making a Scoby to being able to drink it is about 6 weeks. You know, it's something that does take a while, but it's certainly worth it in the end. So there you go, and I'll definitely keep you updated. All right. Okay. I'm going to bring out the kombucha that we started. It formed the Scoby, and here we go. Here, this is the tea that I'm making. I wanted to show you that. I put it in this big pot. This is how I always make it. And then this is 10 tea balls that I put into my water and bring it to a boil, and then I let it boil for about 5 minutes, and then let it simmer for about 15. Then remove these, drain the water from them, and then you let this partially cool. And then you put about 2 cups of sugar. Now you can use any form of sugar. Your sugar really feeds your Scoby, and there's, I think they say 1 or 2% left of sugar after your kombucha is ready. So when you put your 2 cups, you're alarmed that, you know, you think you're drinking all this sugar, but you're not. This is what ferments it. So, alright, now this is still warm. And the sugar that I get is the very fine crystals. So it's already dissolved. It dissolves very quickly. And like I said, you can use any sort of sugar that you want. You can use coconut sugar, you can use, you know, any kind of sugar at all. Organic. This is not organic. Okay. So I'll let this finish cooling off, and then I'll bring the Scoby out and show you how I'll finish it up, and then I'll put it away again for about another 11 days. Okay. Okay guys, good morning, good morning. I'm finishing up my video on homemade kombucha. Right now I'm sterilizing my bottles. What I do is just boil some water, place my bottles into the boiling water, and let them sterilize in there. Sometimes I do put vinegar instead of boiling, but like every 2 or 3 times I boil them and sterilize them this way, just to make sure there's no bacteria in the bottles.
Well, look, you have a libertarian system, 2 Republican governors. You know, they can speak credibly.
Only takes a few minutes to do. It's pretty simple. And usually my kombucha makes about 14 bottles, between 14 and 16. Doesn't want to go down. Get down. Thank you. So now what I'll do is I have my caps. See them? Yep. I'm going to pour some hot boiling water. And my bottles, as you see, are just leftover bottles from kombucha. I did buy bottles, I'll show you, but they just didn't work because there's such a buildup of carbonation that when you go to take the cap off, it just like wants to explode. So I have these bottles with the lids, but for me it just didn't work. The carbonation built up so much that it would just blast open. So I just do it this way. This is the easiest way that I've found. Alright, so we now have all our bottles sterilized. We have our caps sterilizing. And I'm going to shut down our flame. Alright. Now I'm going to empty out any excess water that's left in the bottles. Ow! Let's start from the back. That makes sense, doesn't it? These are the ones that have been out for a while, and they're still pretty warm.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of My Pillow. My patented pill adjusts to your exact individual needs, and it holds us all night long.
So I think what I'm going to have to do, let these cool down a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you what we do from there. Here's the kombucha. Okay, I'm going to show you inside. Ooh, I have my Scoby in there. It's a beautiful sight if you're a kombucha drinker or a kombucha maker. That's what ferments the whole entire batch, is your Scobies. And the benefits of kombucha, we don't know if you know or not, but the benefits are for your gut. They clean out your gut. They help you to go to the bathroom. They help with your immune system. The kombucha helps with your skin, with your hair. There's just so many benefits for kombucha. So if you've never tried it before, give it a try. In the beginning of drinking kombucha, may get a little bit of a bellyache because it's going down into your gut and it's getting rid of all the bad things that are happening in your gut. So the way to cure that, if you get a bellyache, is you drink plenty of water, and that really helps. Alright guys, so I'll be back in a few minutes after these cool down. Okay guys, I'm back, and the bottles are now cooled down. So what I'm going to do is, you can flavor these however you'd like. If you don't want to flavor your kombucha, don't flavor it. Couple different choices. You could put lime in your kombucha. You can put ginger. Take some ginger, take a little slice, grate it up, put it into your bottle, then add your kombucha. I like juice in mine. I like real 100% fruit juice in mine. I like to sweeten it up a little bit with juice, and what happens is after you fill your bottles, you let it sit for like another 2 days, 3 days before you put it into your refrigerator, and your juice will become fermented too. So it becomes very sparkling, which is what you're aiming for, is like a soda from the kombucha. Now what I do is I add probably, let me move this back just a little. I add like a quarter of fruit juice to my bottle, and then I come on over here. Let me turn this around where I can see where the kombucha is. Then I have the kombucha where I have a spout. I'm trying to focus in on the spout if I can. And let's see, I got the floor, oh, got the spout, there we go. So I'm gonna take the bottle, there we go, and I'm going to open up the spout, let the kombucha drain into it. When I look at it, if I don't have enough juice in it, I just add a little bit more juice. So I don't know if you can see this, but see all this is all carbonated on top that you see. This is foaming up. So let me put a cap on here, shake it up and see what I think, if there's enough juice. Because I've been drinking this for quite a few years now, and I like it the way I like it. So I want to make sure. And I think I will add just a little bit more juice to this. Be right back.
If this is all false and this is not true, I want to hear why it's false and not true. Quit going after the author and start talking about the facts. The American people want the facts.
Okay. Let you see the front of it. Okay. Little bit more added to it. And I am ready to go. Oh, this is so good. Now remember, you have to let this sit for about 2 days. You let it sit out, and then put it into your refrigerator. I always, at least once a day, I go and I loosen the cap. And then I put the cap back on, because I want to make sure that it doesn't get too much too much carbonation in it. Because then you have where it could explode, and you're not looking for that. Once you put it in the refrigerator, it pretty much stops carbonating at that point. So as long as it's out, it will continue to ferment. And that's really not what you're looking for, because the longer you let it out, the tartar it becomes, and it can become like vinegar. And you're not looking to make vinegar. Okay, look at that. Look at all that carbonation on top. That is my thing. I love carbonation. All right, guys, so now that you know how to make kombucha, if you have any questions, any comments, you know, comment, let me know what you need to know, and I'll get right back to you as soon as I possibly can. So yeah, give it a try. You'll love it. I'm not kidding. I've been out of it. I didn't have my Scoby, so I had to make it from the beginning, and I had to buy this kombucha. And as you know, it's like $3.69 a bottle, depending upon where you buy it from. So I would try to only drink a half a bottle a day, but normally I like to drink one full bottle. So try it, guys. Before you make it, go buy a bottle. Give it a try. Then make this. Not hard to do at all. Let me know what you think. So subscribe, comment, and favorite. And yeah, lots of love going your way, and I'll talk to you real soon. Mamma mia, and we're out. Okay, guys, here is the result of all the finished kombucha. Looks good, right? So I'll let this sit for a couple days. And remember, every day open each and every lid to let out the air so the combustion inside doesn't build up so much, or you will have a combustion. Okay, so I'll let you know in a couple days how this tastes, and we'll talk to you real soon. So subscribe, comment, and favorite.
The Men's Center is celebrating a big birthday.